Ladies and gentlemen, welcome all to SMIW.
Our first show, A Golden Opportunity, went over so well. It was so good. It was better than anything that we had ever done. It exceeded our expectations, and it started to gain a following online almost instantaneously. It was kind of overwhelming. I wasn't quite expecting the response that we got, so we knew we were onto something.
The fan base that we had that immediately grew from the beginning. From episode 1, we had a fan base. It was small, mind you, but we had a fan base, and we almost didn't expect that. And it just kind of popped up out of nowhere. We had a lot of support on both sides. In relationships that he had developed over the years, or family, and the same my direction. Even from workmates and strangers alike. We had people just kind of pop in and enjoy the product from day one.
With the way that we had shot the show, the wrestling ring, we were standing out. There was a lot of things on YouTube and other websites that I would scour these websites, and a lot of what I would see is, this trampoline stuff, with these kids just kind of bouncing around, stuff that we were doing 13 years earlier. And that's the kind of backyard wrestling you would see. I would find occasionally something kind of like ours, but it was very rare. So we stood out, and I think that's what got us that audience real quick right off the bat, was how different it was and how good it looked. We did A Golden Opportunity, and about 3 weeks later, we did our next show due to the way that we worked out the schedule, which was working perfect. We weren't overdoing it with trying to do week to week to week to week like we had in the past.
It worked out as planned. We methodically structured. We knew that we were going to have a break week. We knew we were going to have a practice week and a discussion week. And then we knew we were going to have actual recording week. And we knew that's how that was going to work. And it was operated as such that it would work with all of our work schedules and home lives and all that stuff. And it was effective. It was an effective plan.
It became very apparent to me and Nick very quickly that this was already turning into our best work, bar none. The storylines were some of the best ones that we had ever wrote. The in-ring work between Nick and I is some of the best stuff, hands down, that we had ever done.
The Nick Thunder Sid rivalry, which was like the foundation for me of season 1, and it worked out well. That rivalry encapsulated nearly, not all of them, but nearly every episode of season 1, and we had solid matches between those two characters. Those two characters really drove a powerful story.
We started to really even get crafty with it, where instead of just stories in the ring, we started to use other things and other elements to spice up the storyline. So, for instance, I would film a vignette for Pain in a graveyard scene, to really make that character stand out and look really creepy and intimidating. We filmed a barroom brawl segment where Nick and I were just trashing this little bar and, broken glass, and it was just a real fight. We also did a motorcycle / car chase where we took the cameras and we went down the road. We wound up at my folks' house, and it kind of brought everything full circle because we wound up filming a little segment in their backyard.
When we planned it, we knew that when I chased him down, that we would show up to where the first ring ever was, and I would walk up and I would go, this makes sense. He's got to be here. This is home. This is where we start.
We went there, we shot that scene, and because so much history had happened right there, and it brought it all full circle, it worked perfect. So we were really getting creative with this, and it was really working out very well. Unfortunately, because we had started so late in the year, it was July or August or something like that, we were able to only get 5 shows in with the way that we had developed our schedule.
We knew going in this is going to be a short season. We've been doing the season thing for a while, and we knew this was going to be a short one because we started in August. So we knew that we were only going to get so many episodes in this first season. So we had to make them concise and to the point, and we did.
But those shows were so good, I could live with that. You know, it was turning out so well. And it was decided that our season finale, we would bring back one more particular element from the very beginning, the SBWF days. We brought back Apocalypse, and Apocalypse was going to be our final show of the year. It was going to be our season finale, and Apocalypse was going to basically always be our season finale. That's how we were going to wrap up our seasons.
Apocalypse has always been sort of this product's version of WrestleMania, which is a season close episode. The most powerful thing we could probably do to end a season, to end what we were doing for that particular year. And it's always worked, and it was awesome to be able to carry that forward.
We brought Apocalypse out. We did that show. My brother was a part of a band at that time, and he was doing really, really well with that. We were able to use one of their songs as the theme song for the Apocalypse show.
I do remember in the first season, he actually came to me and asked me if they could use one of the songs from my band for the theme song for one of their shows, which was really cool. It was a nice little cross promotion thing that was really cool to see.
Once Apocalypse was over and the season had ended, we realized that during the off season we had an audience now because of this whole YouTube thing, and we realized that we needed to still give content to our viewers. So we had developed a couple other little things. We started doing Beyond the Ropes, which was like an interview segment of, the characters and their history, leading up to this point. And since I had so much stuff from the past, from the SBWF stuff to the XWF stuff, we did From the Vault, which releases old school content for all of our viewers to see. So it was still something that we could produce and put out during that off season. And with all of those things, the shows turning out as well as they did, we were gaining an audience. I gotta tell you, 2017, that was probably the greatest time of my life. There was so much fun, and I was able to be so creative in doing something that I love to do. I can't really compare it to much else.
I couldn't be more proud of my influence and the collaboration that took place here between me and Dwayne into making this product what it was. Despite how short-handed we were to making it happen. And it's something to be proud of, and I'll remember it forever.
I loved every bit of it, and I have to say that year, that first season of SMIW, was the pinnacle of everything that we had ever done. And after coming in so strong in 2017, the sky was the limit for us in 2018.